How's it going? How's it going? Chris Graham here for Wheeler Betting. As usual, Premier League, 3 bets, another week. Disappointing week last week. I did get a treble up on Wednesday, a double up on Wednesday night on the site. Hope you saw that. So don't judge me on my appalling video last week. But hopefully we can improve on that. 3 bets, I can improve on that. 3 bets this weekend. Familiar bets, to be honest, but when you've got an opinion, I believe in sticking by it rather than taking the short-term route of changing your mind to reflect popular opinion at that time, something that's far too prevalent in the media, in the football punditry media, in my opinion. So I'll start by talking about how wonderful Hull are, even though they're in the bottom 4, I believe, or bottom 3, bottom 4. I'm a big fan of Hull, big fan of Steve Bruce. I believe that they'll finish well clear of relegation this year. And I'm going to back them on Saturday at home to West Brom. I keep saying every week they're in a false position in the table. They've had a string of unlucky defeats. They've sending off Ramirez 2 weeks ago against Spurs, completely turned that game, and they've lost a lot of late goals after the 80th minute. I think I did a calculation last week which basically said that if they hadn't lost those late goals, they would have been in the top 8. But anyway, I appreciate some of you might think that's bullshit, and that's fine. But I stick by that. And yeah, I mean, they got a great draw at Goodison Park on Wednesday night. Everton, a team, again, I'm just consistently trying to fly the flag for it, but they've really been letting me down this season. But a great draw for Hull on Wednesday night. And maybe that's the catalyst they need to start getting some proper results under their bank. And I'm taking them here at a really nice price. They're up against West Brom. West Brom in their worst run of the season. I think a lot of people put up West Brom to go down this season. I backed them last season to go down. I didn't fancy getting involved with them at 94 this particular year. I thought it was too short, even though I was very much aware that they could indeed go down. And I still think they're very much in the soup. 4 consecutive defeats. And you have to worry about Alan Irvine when you think of some of the sackings that West Brom have made in the past. Di Matteo and Steve Clarke this time last year. Irvine must be a bit worried that he won't be in a job come Christmas Day, but we'll find out. The 4 defeats in a row, to be fair, against some good sides, all in the top 10, all those defeats. But I'm backing Hull here at 6-4 at home. I think that's a great price. I think it's a super price, 6-4. They're hopefully that draw against Everton, giving them a bit of confidence. West Brom certainly lacking confidence, you would imagine, after 4 consecutive defeats. So 6-4 at home for Hull. I like that. That's my first bet. Second bet is Stoke against Arsenal. Arsenal really solid win on Wednesday night, gritty 1-0 win, 89th minute, wasn't it, against Southampton. But there's reasons why I can't get involved with them in this particular game, which will come. I'll start with Stoke though, and I appreciate they've lost 3 in a row and they're having a very stop-start season, inconsistencies, a nightmare side to pinpoint. In terms of, from a betting point of view, when's the right time to back them. I've had my fingers burnt a few times because they've won at Man City this season, they've won at Spurs this season. They're 16-5 to win this game. I wouldn't have gone quite that far, but a lot of the narrative at the moment has been that Stoke have been poor at home this year. They were great last season at home, but they've been poor this season at home. But if you dig a wee bit deeper, they've actually beaten Newcastle, top 6 side, Swansea, top 7 side at home. So they're still getting fair results. They've had some bad results as well, I appreciate that, but they're not being desperately poor at home. So I like them at home here. I'm not convinced about Arsenal. I'm trying to think, when have Arsenal produced an outstanding result this season that really mattered? You might see Wednesday night against Southampton. You might see Dortmund the week before. I didn't agree with Dortmund because they were qualified for the last 16, so I'm discounting that. As far as I'm concerned, nothing. You can see Galatasaray, but they're not in the same class here. So I can't find anything really that has massively impressed me about Arsenal this season, to be quite honest. And I've got to take them on here. I think Stoke are capable of at least getting a draw in this game. And when you look at Arsenal's record at Stoke since Stoke got promoted in 2008, it's utterly abysmal. Played 7, won 1, drawn 2, lost 4. So Stoke have won 4 times out of 7 when hosting Arsenal since they got promoted to the Premier League in 2008. So it's an abysmal record. And you think back to March this year, 1st of March this year, Arsenal lost 1-0 at the Brit. when that pretty much started it was the beginning and the end for the title challenge. I remember watching it in a bar that day in the sunshine. Anyway, that was last season. I'm back in Stoke here to avoid defeat. -1, Stoke +1 on the handicap, or plus 0.5 in the Asian handicap. 37-40 with Bet365. So that is my shortest price pick of the week. The third one is the game between West Ham and Swansea. I must say, I was genuinely surprised with the prices here. Just genuinely surprised. Really quite surprised to see West Ham as big as almost 6-4 at home to a side like Swansea. Swansea have had a great season. I appreciate that, but I think consistently all year, all campaign, they've been priced up too short, by about half a point too short, in my opinion. I don't know whether other people agree or whether it's just a very subjective view, but in my opinion, Swansea always seem to be too short. 9-4 away to West Ham. No way. So West Ham here, 6-4. West Ham are having a brilliant season. They're ahead of Swansea in the table, making fools of people like myself who backed them to go down. But anyway, West Ham having a great, absolutely brilliant season. And when you look at the respective records, West Ham at home, Swansea away, that 6-4 looks absolutely massive. West Ham at home picked up 13 points at the last 15. So what's that? Played 5, won 4, drawn 1, lost 0. They've beaten Man City, they've beaten Liverpool at home. Amazing. Swansea away on the bottom 4 of the away table, 17th. They've only won one game away from home this year, and that was on opening day of the season back in mid-August against Manchester United. They picked up just 5 points overall away from home this year. They've got all their points pretty much at Liberty, and when you add all that really together, West Ham at 29-20 looks a cracking bet. For the respective home records, away records, the fact that West Ham are having a great season, and you can back them almost 6-4 at home. And as much as I respect Swansea, and I do, I just have to back West Ham here at a price which I think is the wrong price. So there are my 3 Premier League bets this weekend. Have a good one.